Chapter 1 Dawn of the Golden Disk. In the time before time, when the earth was young and the heavens uncharted, there existed a vast and endless ocean of chaos. This primordial abyss, known as none, was a place of darkness and silence, where the seeds of creation lay dormant, waiting for the breath of life to awaken them. It was from this ancient expanse that the first mound of earth rose, breaking the monotony of the waters, and upon this mound, the god Atum emerged, self-created, the source of all being. Atum, with his divine will, gave birth to two children, Shu, the god of air, and Tefnut, the goddess of moisture. Together, they brought forth the principles of life, separating the sky from the earth, and with their union the cosmos began to take shape. Yet, it was their descendant, the great god Ra, who would become the most venerated of all the deities in the Pantheon of ancient Egypt. Ra, the falcon-headed god, whose piercing eyes saw all that lay beneath the heavens, was born of the union of the sky goddess Nut and the earth god Geb. His birth was heralded by the golden light that spilled over the horizon, banishing the darkness of none with the first dawn. Ra was the embodiment of the sun, the giver of life, and his presence was felt in every warm ray that touched the earth. Each day, Ra would embark on his celestial journey, rising in the east aboard his magnificent sunbark, the Manjet. The sky would blush with hues of pink and orange as the golden disk ascended, casting its radiant light upon the land of Egypt. The people would awaken to the chorus of birds and the rustling of the papyrus reeds, their hearts filled with gratitude for the warmth and illumination that Ra provided. As Ra sailed across the sky, he was not alone. A retinue of gods and goddesses accompanied him, each with their own role to play in maintaining the balance of the universe. Among them were the vigilant Horus, who stood at the prow, and the fierce Sekhmet, who protected the sun god from the chaos serpent Apep that lurked below the horizon, ever eager to swallow the sun and plunge the world back into darkness. But Ra was mighty, and his light was an anathema to the forces of chaos. His sun disk, an emblem of his power, was not merely a symbol but a weapon against the darkness. It was said that the disk was forged from the heavens themselves, a piece of the celestial sphere that Ra had claimed as his own. As the day waned and Ra approached the western horizon, the people of Egypt would bid him farewell, their eyes filled with the wonder of his majesty. They knew that his descent into the underworld was a perilous journey, one fraught with dangers and demons that sought to prevent the sun from rising again. Yet, they also knew that Ra was eternal, that he would navigate the treacherous passages of the night, and that with the coming of the new dawn, the golden disk would once again emerge, reborn, heralding the start of a new day. For in the legend of Ra, the sun god, lay the promise of renewal and the eternal cycle of life, death, and rebirth. And so, the story of Ra, the most exalted of the gods, began with the dawn of the golden disk, a legend that would endure for millennia, as enduring and unyielding as the sun itself. Chapter 2 Zenith of Power. As the sun climbed to its highest point in the sky, the zenith of its power, the land of Egypt basked in the full glory of Ra's gaze. It was midday, the time when the sun god's might was at its most formidable, and the people paused in their labors to pay homage to the falcon-headed deity who rode the sky. The heat of the sun was a tangible force, a divine fire that cleansed and protected, and it was at this hour that Ra's influence was most palpable. The desert sands shimmered like a golden ocean, and the Nile, the lifeblood of Egypt, sparkled with reflections of the sun disk above. The lotus flowers opened their petals to the sky, as if in prayer, and the scarabs, sacred to the sun god, scuttled across the earth, their iridescent shells catching the light. In the heavens, Ra's bark, the Manjet, gleamed with a brilliance that no mortal could gaze upon directly. It was said that the boat itself was crafted from the finest gold and precious gems, a fitting vessel for the king of the gods. The oars that propelled the bark were made of pure silver, and they sliced through the sky with a sound like the rustling of palm fronds. At Ra's side stood the goddess Maat, her feather of truth ensuring that balance and order prevailed during the sun god's daily passage. Her presence was a comforting constant to Ra, for she reminded him of the cosmic order that he upheld with each journey across the sky. Below, the priests of Ra performed their most sacred rituals. They burned incense that sent plumes of fragrant smoke into the air, and they chanted hymns of praise that rose to meet the sun god in his celestial domain. The people offered up oblations of food and drink, their prayers intermingling with the incantations of the priests, all in the hope that Ra would continue to favor them with his blessings. But the Zenith of Power was also a time of vigilance, for it was then that Ra's ancient enemy, Apep, the Chaos Serpent, grew most envious of the sun god's splendor. Apep writhed in the darkness beneath the world, his massive coils the embodiment of all that was antithetical to Ma'at. Each day he sought to rise up and consume the sun, to bring an end to the light and order that Ra represented. The battle between Ra and Apep was eternal, a struggle that played out each day as the sun god traversed the sky. The other gods who accompanied Ra were ever watchful, ready to defend the sunbark from the serpent's attacks. With spells and incantations, they would repel Apep, ensuring that the sun god could continue his journey unimpeded. As the day progressed and the sun began its slow descent toward the horizon, the people of Egypt took comfort in the knowledge that Ra had once again triumphed. The Zenith of Power was a reminder of the sun god's unwavering strength, a testament to the enduring light that he brought to the world. And though the sun would set and the darkness would come, the people held fast to the belief that Ra's victory was assured. For as long as the sun god reigned in the sky, the cycle of day and night would continue, and the forces of chaos would be held at bay. In the legend of Ra, the Zenith of Power was not just a moment in time, but a symbol of the enduring struggle between light and darkness, order and chaos, life and death. It was a chapter in an ongoing saga, a story that would be told and retold for generations to come, as long as the sun rose and set over the land of Egypt. As the fiery orb of Ra kissed the horizon, a hush fell over the land of Egypt. The crimson and purple hues of twilight painted the sky, signaling the sun god's descent into the Duat, the shadowy realm of the afterlife. This was the time of twilight, a sacred threshold between the day's light and the night's mystery. In the Duat, Ra's bark transformed into the Mesektet, the evening vessel that would carry him through the underworld. The air was thick with anticipation, for this nightly passage was fraught with peril. Yet, it was a journey that Ra, the indomitable ruler of the sky, undertook with unwavering courage. The denizens of the Duat stirred at the arrival of the sun god. Spirits and creatures of the night emerged from their hidden corners, their eyes reflecting the last glimmers of the dying light. They knew that Ra's presence brought a fleeting respite from the eternal gloom of their domain. As Ra navigated the winding waterways of the underworld, he illuminated the path with the remaining glow of his sun disk, a beacon of hope in the enveloping darkness. The gods who dwelled within the Duat paid homage to Ra, for they knew his journey ensured the cycle of day and night, the balance upon which the world rested. Each challenge Ra faced in the underworld was a testament to his might. He battled the serpentine demons that sought to extinguish his light, his power undiminished even in the face of the abyss. With every demon vanquished, Ra's light grew stronger, a promise that he would emerge victorious. And when the darkest hour of the night arrived, the people of Egypt knew that Ra was at his most vulnerable, yet they also knew that he was at his most valiant. For it was in the deepest darkness that the light shone the brightest, and Ra's triumph over the night was the triumph of life over death, of order over chaos. As the night waned and the first whispers of dawn approached, the people awaited the rebirth of the sun with bated breath. And when the first light of the new day broke over the horizon, they rejoiced, for Ra had once again conquered the night, his journey through the Duat complete. The cycle of day and night continued, as eternal as Ra himself, the sun god who brought light to the world and order to the cosmos. And so, the legend of Ra's twilight descent into the Duat was a story of endurance, a tale of the unending battle between light and darkness, and the unwavering faith of the people in the sun god's eternal return.